Jay Mensa.
Yes, sir.
My brother, how are you?
I'm doing well.
You good?
I'm a bit sleepy, but you know.
You went for a show last night, right?
I did, and I had to wake up very early to do some other media rounds.
Sorry about that. How is Uncle Freddie Ma?
Oh, he's fine. He just had a little cough, but like he's doing well. I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure he writes some small article. About everything.
How is the music going?
I won't lie. It's going very, very well. I won't lie about it. I won't sit here and be dishonest. I feel like right now for me, I'm getting into a space where the music is being appreciated more.
Yeah.
And it's finding its roots in different places. So yeah, I'm very excited.
You actually studied music in school?
Yeah, I did. I went to
not really.
I went to Reverend John Tay.
Oh, so music was part of the curriculum.
Yeah. For me. So when people were going for break time, I will be in a band room rehearsing my vocals and stuff. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
So you learned how to play musical instruments. You didn't learn the theory side of it.
So I know how
notations and all that.
Yeah, so I know how to read music. I learned that from Christ the King. Like when I was probably from like class 3, because of my dad. He was very, very adamant about his children learning music. So yeah.
French Mensa. Wow. Let me go to Alap 1 from Navarongo. Hey, Alap 1, what's
Uncle,
up?
What's up?
It's Uncle. You see, me that I call Ken Andy Uncle. Uncle Ken Andy. You two are calling me Uncle.
Yeah,
how will you call Uncle Ken?
Daddy.
Alap 1 is one of the let me say Bden Dancel artists from Navarongo, right?
Yes, please.
Have you lived in Navarongo all your life?
Yeah, so my mom and dad were at Boga.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I went to school at Paga.
Okay.
And so from there, I think that's where I started doing music. So the people accepted me. I'm like, then I'm staying with them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I saw your name in the unsung category.
Yes.
TGMA.
Yes.
How did you feel when you saw the name?
The feeling, it was a great feeling actually.
Wow.
Because looking at where we are and your name appearing there,
Unsung.
I'm telling you, it's not easy. Because, Uncle, we've worked though.
You've worked there and you are still working.
And we are still working.
But
we give thanks.
Great.
Yeah,
Before we even start the conversation in earnest, let me go to the artist. Let's feel a bit of your craft. Let me start with you, the gospel artist. Maybe I see the gospel.
This is the gospel artist.
Jay Mensa is here with his guitar.
Yeah.
He's one guy who has been nominated in the Vodafone Ghana Ghana Music Awards a number of times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, male vocal performance. Yeah. So voice here there. My anti voice nikakra, my anti kakra.
Adienya sayo, enira sonya sayo, tinya chiri ese, obeya mawo. Adienya sayo, enira sonya sayo, tinya chiri ese, obeya mawo. Adienya sayo, enira sonya sayo, tinya chiri ese, obeya mawo.
That's your real voice?
Yes, please.
Have you? Let me ask my technical guy if he has tuned something like. Or
no tuning inside. We work.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Okay, now let me try Alap 1. Let me try something for Alap 1. Alap 1, are you ready? Okay.
Yeah. I'm on the go by the name of Alap 1 representing Dancel from the Upper East regions, eh? Yes, I watch her now. Alap representing this one. Big up on yourself if you want boomba fancy. Spread the news, tell them we wear the crown. Ready for the thing, let's be in the gown. And we are the new Dancel future. So we get your back, my rebel leader. None of them could have stopped me on the Sega. So me passing through like a border crosser. King of the kings, never call me the wizard. Brought the robbery with doing a wizard. A great we born and support we can side. We not your back chat, see we recognize me and the done, and the champion God. Energy and style are going like blood. We control the nation with the boom ballon. Savannah, Shango, we are cause we are run. High fever, the pure them now was summer. Me a go rude and Barack Obama. Rude girl, this me hotter than lava. Umba, me a the boy them sugar. And me a the 2000 blood clot. Machine gun, me a go on every blood clot down. Tell me are you 2 times you and me better than you. Me a be better you with a better plan. Now tell me this. Who are the boss? Who run the thing? Who turn up this place? Who are the boy and girl them want? Who give the pressure them cannot stop? Alright then.
Yeah, man. We feel like speaking patois. See? Yeah, everybody feeling irate on the studio right now. You speak patois? No, tell me. Do you speak patois? Me patois. No, is this patois or something like patois? That is a good one there. Alap one. Yeah. So we're just about starting. Now let me go to Beat Menace, who is an audio engineer and creative entrepreneur. Senior.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Today, the up-and-coming artists are ready to listen to us and share their problems with us. Are you ready for them?
Oh, I am. I have a lot to listen to, obviously, but I've been in the space for quite some time, and I've had the rare privilege of being on both sides of the fence.
Exactly.
So I'm curious to know what their specific challenges, are, and I am here to also give like a few insights based on some of the things I am intimately familiar with.
Yeah.
And to address certain issues that I feel need addressing, especially in our space.
Wonderful.
When it comes to supporting some of these really promising and budding artists. I'm a big fan of oh yeah, I mean we go way back. Otunyo Rough, and Alap one.
Alap one is fantastic.
I
think the first time I chanced on her video on Facebook and I posted it, and their response was great.
Actually, I heard about her the first time through you on your social media.
Okay.
I think this must have been shortly after COVID, post-COVID.
I think so.
Yeah, at around that time. And one of the biggest problems I have had with our music space, I don't think we have an industry yet, so I hardly use that word. But
you always say that.
Yes, but one of the biggest issues or challenges I have with the music space is how fragmented or segregated the music space is in Ghana. Because you go up north, and the scene there is entirely different and nearly totally or completely detached from what we have happening in the south. And in their own way, if you take an artist like Fancy Gadam, he's cracked the code.
Sure.
He's doing amazing stuff up north that even some of the really much respected artists in the south find, struggle to pull off, right? Now, on a cultural level, right, if you analyze just the language of a lot of the northern tribes and ethnic groups, the languages are very, very melodic and rhythmic.
Great.
And I think the next major phase of the evolution of Ghanaian music would have to be a lot more inclusive. If you go to the Volta region, for instance, they have a very rich musical culture that is is hardly ever explored or dissected, infused into a lot of the more contemporary musical expressions. Yeah. So I think we have a long way to go with as far as experimentation and trying to figure out, because the Ghanaian experience, of course, isn't linear, is a spectrum. But I think our musically or creatively, we can do a lot more.
Okay, we'll get there. Now, let me also remind you that we have other artists online, on Zoom, on phone. So we have Chimensa here in the studio with us. We have Alap one also in the studio. We'll be joined by G West. G West is an Afrobeat artist from Kumasi. We have Nana Blue from Takrade, Kenny Eyes from Aflao, Kwesi Amewuga from Sefi, and then we have Ekomavo from Achimoda, Reina from Elmina. They'll be joining us on Zoom and on phone. But let me start with you, Alap one.
Kwame,
Uncle.
let me give my thoughts on that.
Oh, yes. Hey.
Because you left me out of that.
Uncle
Yes.
Daddy. Uncle Daddy.
There are some uncles who are even older than daddies.
True.
So forget the uncle and the daddy
Mate.
business. Mensa.
Yes.
I know his dad. Everybody knows his dad. And when I first heard, the first release of his that I heard was a song.
Nyame Betre.
Oh, let me speak. Aden.
Me hope me too much.
Pro. Was Nyame Betre. And when I heard the song and the voice behind the song, I didn't know him from Adam, till I heard the song. His father had never spoken to me about him or anything of that nature. And when I heard the song, it hit me, and I loved the song instantly because of the voice and the instrumentation behind the song. I thought it was a fabulous song that needed to go places. And so I sent a message to his dad, and I said, I just heard your son's song, and I think it's wonderful. And his dad sent me a message and said, thank you. I have a show on Joy.
Yes.
African Source.
Yeah.
Now, the African Source show on Joy is meant for exposing the music on the continent to the Ghanaian audience.
Yeah.
But I always reserve a slot for Ghanaian music that really tells the Ghanaian story, or puts out the Ghanaian, the Ghanaian music to the outside world. I would not play certain things because they might sound similar to another country's music.
Yeah.
On that show. And I play Nyame Betre quite a lot on my shows, because I love the tune. I think he has a very, like Beat said, I didn't know he was even involved with Beat Menace. I'm not surprised that Beat knows him, because that's quality. That voice of his is sheer quality.
Yeah.
And you see what he just did here with his guitar and his voice?
Yeah.
Now, to be able to do that as a musician, just to use your voice and maybe your instrument that you play, and people sit and listen and show emotion, it shows the quality that you have. And I think that he would go places.
Yeah.
This guy, I think that he would go places. I mean, we'll get into the nitty-gritties of how to
go into the places.
Yes, to the places and all that. This lady, the first time I heard of her was on another entertainment. I think it was Peace FM. A few years ago, and I think Socrates and Kwesi had brought
Uncle
him.
Ken, you be too much.
Yeah, had brought her on, and I heard her and her enthusiasm, and because I love the music from the north.
Yeah.
On African Source, I play a lot of northern music. I mean, there was a gentleman. I play Atongo. I was involved with Atongo for so long, so I play Atongo. Captain Yaba, who died too early from Bogatanga. Yaba's music, if he died many years ago, but when you listen to Yaba's music today, you see the quality. I don't understand the word he says, but I just love the feel of the music, and the way he rhymes with the language in the music. So, well done, lady. Keep it up. I sat here enjoying you, because I love all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I'm not pigeonholed when it comes to music. I have my specialization, but I'm into all kinds of music, so long as the music is good.
Proper music man. Thank you very much, Uncle Ken. You can also send in your thoughts 05511119997. Let me go to Alapta one. Alapta one. What's actually your inspiration for getting into music?
I would say when I was a kid, or like growing up, I grew up in a family where my dad was very, very strict. And so sometimes you want to say something to him, or maybe he does something and you don't like it. You can't look in his face and tell him, "Oh, Daddy, this particular thing you've done is wrong or something." So I was looking for that outlet. Yes, that I can express myself freely. And then going out was also a problem. So I was like, okay, if music, he has no problem because he's a lover of music. He loves music, so you can get it anytime and any day you want it. Like you can play it anytime and any day. So music was like the friend that I never had, or like it was always close to me. So I kind of, how do I put it?
Held on to it.
Yes, that's the word. I held on to it, and it really made me feel good. So from there, I was like, yo, you know, this is something I'm gonna be sticking to or using. So sometimes I go to the studio, then I'll come and play it to you, and he's like, hey, when I'll call you, I was like, yeah,
Wow.
call you.
For how long have you been in this music industry?
I started in 2017, actually.
17.
Yes, please.
17. That's
Yeah.
how many years? 7 years or 8 years?
8 years.
8 years.
8 years. Yeah.
How is that going?
Okay, so far so good. Right now we've been nominated, so I feel like people are getting to know me well from the north, and the what we wanted, like we wanted the attention of some of the media people. Like we wanted them to know that there are great artists from the north that are doing well, and so I think we are getting there right now. We've gotten the nomination. Last 2 years I was on 3 Music and Song Act.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was nominated, just that I didn't win it. But this year I'm also on the TGMA.
Yeah.
So it means they are getting to know us, and they are listening to some of our works or some of our songs, and they are
So
getting
there has
to
been
know us
progress.
better.
You've
Yes.
seen progress.
Yes.
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 Have you faced challenges too?
A lot.
A lot. The way you hit the side. A lot.
Especially me being a female and doing this reggae dancehall thing.
Wow.
Like, oh, this thing is for men. No.
That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
Who?
Like anyone can just say anything. Like they have opinions. Like they can just say anything to you at any random time. They feel like, oh, I can say my opinion.
Do you your genre dancehall is regarded as a genre where people can let go? Profanity, gangsterism, whatever. Maybe that is why you're saying that people
Yeah.
because
We
you're
get that.
female.
Yeah.
Would you like to go in that direction and be gangsterized? Like and be always looking for so-called beefs and that kind of thing. Would you like to do that?
Not really, but I just want to put our story out there. Like I didn't join this, or I didn't intentionally choose dancehall because I want to be
But to be able to tell your story.
Yes, to be
I
able to
get your
tell my
point.
story,
Wow.
for people to get to know that, oh, there are, and sometimes I speak about problems we're facing in the north in my songs.
Okay.
Right.
So
That's
my
nice.
listeners
Yeah.
abroad, most of them
what
are.
language do you usually use?
I fix in fra, tree,
Okay.
English, everything. Yeah.
Hausa, like
And Patois.
yes,
The
yeah,
common denominator.
yeah. So
Patois.
So what other challenges do you face, or have you faced? Apart from people asking, hey, Obana, where you done? So what other challenges do you face?
sometimes you meet people that they say they want to help you, but then they come, and because you're a female, they'll be like, oh.
Oh,
They
they say that to
oh
you.
yeah.
And what do you say
Yeah.
to them?
That's
You
not
can't
what
keep
I'm
doing
saying.
that. Yeah.
I can't do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, we get that more. Some people, they just want to take advantage of you because they feel like, oh, you are vulnerable and you need the help as badly as
Yeah.
it. So like
Yeah.
they just want to take advantage. But it boils down to how you were brought up, your mindset, and the goals you've kept
Yeah.
or you want to achieve
For yourself.
for yourself. And so when these things come, it's up to you, the individual, to accept it or let it go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh. What about financial issues? As in
that is also a
money matter?
It's a huge problem. huge problem.
How do you fund your projects?
Now I have people that are coming on board that wants to help, but initially I was just doing it with my team.
Okay. Oh, you have a team.
Yes, like I have
A
people
management team.
I have people that support. Like
Okay.
yeah. So sometimes when we go for programs, we get some money, we put it down, we don't use it, then we use it to invest.
What type of programs do you perform at?
Okay, so last year I was booked to perform on Taste of Ghana.
Wow.
So they paid.
They paid you?
Yes.
Was it big? to cater for you and your team.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah. it was okay. Like we were well taken care of. And so that money was kept somewhere because we need to invest. So when it comes, you can't spend it.
How easy or difficult is it plying your trade in Navrongo as a musician?
Firstly, I will talk about our place because it's far.
Okay.
Very, very far. So sometimes you'll be doing something marvelous there, and the media is not numerous. Like the radio stations can't
You don't
be
have a lot
compared
of them.
to. Yes.
Okay.
And so sometimes you might be doing something great, but people in Accra here don't know. As for them, they capture it so they know. But people in Accra here don't know. I have a program that I organize every year. It's like a street concert. And yes,
You have a
it's
street
massive.
concert.
Yes. We block some of the roads and then
Wow.
yeah, massive.
Is it a yearly program?
Yes.
An annual program?
Yes. But for the past 2 years now, we've not done it because of them.
Money.
Yeah.
So this is an artist, that we call up and coming in Navrongo, who does an annual concert or a show.
Yeah.
Blocks roads.
Boomba Fest.
Boomba
Festival.
Fest.
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Then you are a superstar. Let me come to Jay Mensah. Jay Mensah,
Yes, boss.
you are a church boy.
Am
Is
I?
the-
Yeah, I am.
Is
I
the
am.
is the situation different? You play at churches.
Yeah.
How easy or difficult is it for you to get gigs to play?
I think there's some form of duality. So in a sense that I have played some events at church, like at
Okay.
churches. I've ministered at some few churches. There haven't been. There are some churches that haven't been so open to the idea of, okay, we are booking this artist to come and lead worship, and then
Okay.
I come and it's just me and my guitar, and it's like, where's the rest of your band? You understand?
Okay.
That happens a lot. But funny enough, for the past 2 years, I was talking with my management and we realized that we've done more weddings than churches.
Weddings.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think it's because on my Instagram, I will literally just put my phone down and just record something and just post it. And then some couples will say and they'll be like, oh, we love it. Can you come and do the procession or something like that? But back to the churches, I won't lie, most of them have been very supportive, especially my church, the Wakers House Chapel International. With
That's
Dr.
a church.
Michael. Yeah, that's my church, Dr. Michael Bedinyamiche. Thank God the pie and malls has stopped. Those days I go and minister 30 minutes, they'll tell you that call your best friend. And I don't know, one of them told me that like 5 years ago. I don't know if you call me today or you call me tomorrow. But I think they are seeing that, the talent that's coming up in the church, they need to be supported.
Okay.
So some of them, actually give some honorarium. Some of them too, if they can't give you the honorarium, they will try and create other opportunities for you in the church.
Like?
You understand? So, for example, let's say you come to the church to come and minister, right?
Yeah.
And they're not able to maybe pay or pay your honorarium or something like that. Some of the churches will tell you that if you have a CD of your song or if you have a pen drive with your songs on it, we'll make sure that before the service starts, when people are about to sit down and all that, we'll play your songs.
Oh, wow.
Let people hear, because right now Shazam is what a lot of people
So they do that for you?
Yeah, my church does that for me. So before service starts, there are some artists in my church. We have Lodina the soprano. We have myself.
She's there.
Yeah, we have Ife Grace. We have
I see.
Ike Nano. We have a guy called Johnny Hake. So before the service starts, they play our songs. Make sure that we are playing our own. You understand? We are playing our own.
Support your own.
Support your own. And you know, we have this flagship program to Command Your Morning, where the same singers, artists in the church come to lead worship on. So the church is really helping. I won't lie. If sometimes when I hear that the church is not helping, it feels some way to me, because some of the churches do help, unless, and this is the caveat, unless they don't know you in your own church, unless you are doing the artistry outside of your church.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because I used to do it outside of my church, and so I'm speaking from experience. From, let's say, 2018 to about 2021, I was releasing my own music, but I wasn't going to church. I wasn't active in church.
Okay.
Till I became active in church, and I found out that, okay, the church actually supports. You understand? And I'm saying this for my church.
If you are committed to
If you are committed, you are seeing churches like Christ Temple who have their own labels. I don't know how my boss feels about, you know, church labels and all of that, but then, you know, they have their labels. They have Keeper's Music, Keeper's House.
Yeah,
it's a church. They have their own label.
Yeah.
You know, so it's coming up. They are helping, you know, the artists in church.
Okay, let's go on Zoom. There is
Right.
G West. He recently released a song called People Pleaser. G West. Hello? Hello, G West. Okay. I think G West is not available now. He's in Kumasi, trying to get him on so we speak to him as well. But let's get into the challenges more. That is why we are here. We want to find solutions.
Right.
What would you say is the biggest challenge in your career as a musician?
So I'll speak for myself personally.
A moment. I think G is on.
Right.
G West.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you
Can you
doing?
hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. I hope you're good. I hope you are good. G
Hello?
West, how are you?
Hello? I'm good. How are you?
We're also doing well here.
Hello?
How is
Oh,
Kumasi?
awesome.
G West, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
There
can.
seems to be a bit of delay.
Okay,
So I don't know if you hear.
we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Okay, if you can hear me, G West,
Hello?
how is People Pleaser doing?
Well, it's doing amazing. I mean, more than we even expected it to do, especially for how long it's been out. It's just been out for like 2 weeks now, and it's doing great. The video is doing amazing as well, and you know, so we are grateful. I'm very happy. For how it's doing and all. Like the reception has been amazing as well.
For how long have you been in this industry, the music industry? Hello, G. Well, I think we're having a challenge connecting with G West there. G West is an Afrobeats artist, and he is from Kumasi. Trying to speak to him, but it appears we're having challenges. We'll get back to him later. Che Mensa is in the studio. We have Alap One also right here. We'll be speaking to Rena, Ekomavo, Kwesia Mewuga, Kini Eyes, Nana Blue, and yeah, they will be joining us also on Zoom or on phone. So, Che, the biggest challenge?
I'm not, or if you look at my discography so far, I'm not your typical, gospel artist. Meaning, with some artists, you can predict the trend.
Good.
So let's say they are, if you take the song, and this is no shade to anybody. Music is music. So you take someone's song and you see that it's a do fa so, or if they even try to experiment, it's like a re.
Yeah.
But for me, I'll start on a 6.
Why do you do that?
It's because of my father. I don't lie. The truth is, when I was 12 years, that's when my dad started taking me to Plus 233 and Alisa Hotel. And you take me to Alisa Hotel and put me in the jazz section. You buy me like Coke and then chips and like sit down. So like 2 hours, I'm just soaking in music like this. You understand? And I feel like I'm an artist. I want to bring artistry back into gospel music. Because think about it, if you listen to songs, okay. Sure.
Okay, I'm not cutting you, but I think we need to finish with G West. So,
All right.
G. Hello, G. Okay, I think we still have a challenge with G West.
Oh wow. Hello?
Okay.
I can hear you though. Can you hear me?
Okay, I think you are now loud and clear here. G.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes, yes, yes. So I was asking how People Pleaser is doing so far.
Yeah. Well, it's doing amazing. You know, more than we expected it to even do. It's been like 2 weeks that it's out, and the reception has been amazing. You know, I have no complaints whatsoever. The video is also doing great. You know, so I'm grateful.
Okay, okay. And I asked how
Yeah.
long you've been in this industry.
I think roughly 3 to 4 years. Professionally, I would say. You know, I've been trying to perfect my craft, if there's any such word even. But yeah, that's what I've been trying to do for the past years. So yeah, I think professionally is around that time.
And have you seen progress?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, from when I did my first demo and now, there's a huge difference. So yeah, I'm grateful for the progress and the experience and the everything that I've been able to learn in between those years.
There is a perception that when new artists come up, they hit the limelights and they get into mainstream, then suddenly the entertainment industry and the media dumps them. Do you agree to this?
I mean, I guess to some extent, I guess it could be right. But I mean, for me personally, as an artist, my artistry is at the forefront of everything, and everything else, it's almost in the background. If I have to pay attention to something, then I do. If not, I don't waste my time on it. And so, my music, the arts, it's what is most important to me as an artist, and that's what I try to, use my time and concentrate on basically.
A lot of people haven't gotten to where you are now. What do you think has propelled you to this level?
Well, I don't know. I don't know where I am now. I don't know where where you see me to be. But
At least you have a song. You have a song out being played. I'm interviewing you now.
Yes,
there are
yes,
people who
absolutely.
are struggling to even get media attention.
I know, right? I mean, I think it's also time. Time plays a big role in it, and also consistency. I've been consistent throughout the years. I've been putting out, music consistently for these years. So I think when the time is right and everything aligns, when it's your time, then the opportunities come your way. And when it does, you grab it. And, yeah.
What's one defect do you think, if rectified, could make up-and-coming artists like you perform better or do better in your trade?
That's a good question. I'll probably say, paying attention to the art itself, the music that's involved. I feel like we get lost in the chase of wanting a hit or wanting to be popular and all that. And I feel if we stay true to ourselves and create amazing music, I think the right people always gravitate towards it, even if it's not what's popping or what's popular. If you are able to stay true to yourself, I believe naturally you get the right people to support.
There is also this talk in town that most of you, when people help you, people invest in you, then then you become ungrateful to those people.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, there's been cases. I think we all know some of these cases. So, yeah, obviously, I think it's just human nature. Sometimes it depends where you came from, the experiences you've had in life. I don't think it's exclusive to the music industry. I think that's just how human beings are some of the time. And I agree. Yeah, sometimes people can be ungrateful. And people. Sometimes people feel also like they have the reason to be, not necessarily. I think most people who do that don't even think that they are ungrateful, because sometimes to the artists feel like, there are certain things that's supposed to be done that is not done, and, there can be a bit of disagreements and stuff, and, it ends up that, whatever that the investor spends, is basically to nothing at that point. So yeah, I do agree. But I think everybody needs to take the blame. When it comes to these things, it's a bit dicey.
Wow. Wow. Please stay on for me for a while. Let me go to Takoradi
Absolutely.
and
Okay.
speak to Nana Blue. Hello, Nana. Hello, Nana Blue. Nana, hello. Okay, it appears Nana is not on now. Let me come back to Che Mensah
Yes,
to
sir.
finish up with this point. Then I come take some opinions from Uncle Ken and Beatman. So we go. Okay, Nana is on now. Nana Blue.
Hi.
But your uncle Kwame Ato no one today.
No way.
Ah, still amo munyai.
Anyway,
Me in that dog no.
only Jerry, but he's there.
On your way, Jay.
Yeah.
I will need Jen on no Jay.
No, no.
Nana Blue is a high life artist, a brilliant one at that, and also a comedian. Am I right to say you're a comedian?
I create content every other day.
Great one there. Do you still do the comedy thing? It's been a while I saw your videos, your comic videos.
Yeah, once in a while, but now I'm more focused on music.
Was it distracting your music career?
Well, not really. I just felt like it got to a time it was more or less like some people thought I stopped. So I used to get comments like, "Have you stopped?" And we don't really hear from you. So I felt like, okay, I have to do the music more, just to clear the confusion.
Wow. So how is music going? I know you've released a new song.
Yeah.
How is it going?
It's doing well. Very well.
How have you been able to be in the space? You know, most people say when you live outside of Accra, maybe you are in Takoradi, Navrongo, it's quite difficult. Have you faced such problems living outside Accra and plying your trade in music?
I actually live in Accra. Sometimes in
Okay.
Takoradi, but mostly I live in Accra.
Oh, okay. And so this one is history. That way back when you were in Takoradi, now you are in Accra. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, Nana, I was just asking, now you are based in Accra, but we can still call you Takoradi artist, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so when you started your music career in Takoradi, what are some of the challenges you faced?
I didn't start my music career like solely in Takoradi. I was doing everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Even it was most of the things I did were mostly done in Accra and sometimes to Takoradi, sometimes to Kumasi and everywhere. So,
How challenging has it been, doing music? Because I've listened to a number of up and coming artists share their problems, and it appears some have peculiar problems. How's your story like?
okay, so I feel that whatever that you want to do, first of all, it's a bit difficult in the beginning. Sometimes you know there is delusion or whatever. Let me put it that way, delusion.
Okay.
And then there is reality. Like every time you write a song, it's like, no, I'll just do this, and then I put it there, and tomorrow it's.
Oh, really?
Sometimes, say again.
I was asking, really?
Yeah, like when you are in the moment of writing a song, you think that, of course that's how you are going to. You expect something. How people are going to receive it, how it's going to go. But then again, sometimes it might not go that way. So if you are not really prepared, it's a bit difficult. Yeah. If you are not really prepared for, everything. Because me, for instance, aside music, I've created content. When I started creating content, as well. It wasn't really sweet in the beginning, but as time went on, it got better. So I feel like the music is just growing and enjoying what you are doing. But then if you are just thinking that, okay, I don't know how to put it, but sometimes it's difficult. Let me put it out.
Have you earned money? Do you earn money from
Oh, yeah.
music?
Yeah. Not what I want to. Not how I want to earn it, but I do earn money.
Is it supporting your livelihood now?
Yes, yes.
So you can confidently say that without doing any other thing apart from music, at this point in time, you can survive on just music.
And if there are other things I would do to get more money, I will, because there is a saying that for now I'm okay.
You trained as a teacher. I know you are a French teacher also.
Yeah.
But you abandoned the classroom. Am I right to say you abandoned the classroom or you left the classroom?
No, I never did.
What did you do?
What did I do?
You never
so
yeah.
I am a teacher and I'm still a teacher. Music is also a form of teaching because you are so giving knowledge to people. So I don't think that's all. The only thing is that I am not doing it the way I'm supposed to do it, like the way maybe sometimes it's expected as to be in the classroom. But I teach.
Oh, wow.
People. I have some kids that I teach for free, just to. It's my passion. I love it. So
For free?
not necessarily for free, but if I say I teach, it's not like I go around and teach people. I don't know how to put this way to understand.
I get it.
I still teach. If somebody finds something difficult and then they ask me, and I can offer some kind of help, I do. But
Awesome.
for now, I tried, but then combining it with the music, I wasn't getting the time to focus, so
Great.
I had to.
What do you think the industry should do to support up and coming artists? After this, Uncle Ken has a question for you.
Okay. Okay, so I feel like mostly, I think the industry saying that, but if it is more up and coming artists are on shows, doing now, these are the things that help. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Uncle Ken has a question for you. Please take a
Okay.
listen.
Nana,
Hello.
Nana, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Uncle Ken.
I've never met you, but I've always been impressed with your music. The tone of your voice alone is mesmerizing, and an uncle of mine who is 91 years old.
Wow.
I don't know if you've met him, but I was at his house, and he asked me, "Nee, have you heard about this lady Nana Blue?" His name is Professor Kofi Asar Opoku. I don't know if you've met him, but he asked me about you, and I told him, "Oh, Prof, I love that lady because I have been playing Nana's Ohia on African Source. And I think that if we are to, people always say that we need to revolutionize high life music. And Nana Blue, for what she does with her songs, for instance, the Ohia song that she did, it's an old Kakeku song, and the way she did it with the instrumentation, it gave it a now feel. And I think that the part she's charting should be, people should play her music because her music is lovely. You know, and Nana, all I want to say to you is keep doing what you do. Okay?
All right.
Because I think
Thank you.
you are one with so much potential. Just like Chairman said, these two, I play their music on African Source to let the world listen. You know, thank you for what you do.
Wow, Nana, please stay on. If you don't have any engagement, stay on because we're on until 6 p.m. Joy 99.7 FM. We're having a conversation on how to create support systems for up and coming artists. I have in the studio Che Mensa and Alap One on Zoom. We earlier spoke to G West from Kumasi. Nana Blue is also speaking to us now. We have Eko Marvel on. We have Kwesi Amewuga, Kini Eyes from Flao, and Rina from Elmina. In the meantime, let me come to, I didn't finish with, so wrap up your point, and then I come to Beats Menace. Yes.
I mean, what I was saying was, I think growing up, I listened to a lot of music, a lot of genres of music. So I decided in 2018 that, you know what, I believe the gospel is the word. That's what as Christians we need to project. But for me, I'm going to use other genres to project that message. So my first single was a purely high life song. The second single was
really?
Yeah, Nyambetra was
purely high life.
Purely high life. With the guitar, mellow keyboards.
Beautiful.
Second song was an R&B song, Take It All. That got me my first TGMA nomination. And with me, if I'm going to record, let's say I'm going to record a reggae song, I have to spend like maybe 2, 3, or 4 months listening to reggae, learning about its production, certain nuances, certain ways that they play. Sometimes you don't even know that reggae. Sometimes you actually need to distune the string a bit, just to get that authentic feel.
Right.
Wow.
You understand?
With
So
the
I
bass
need to do all those things before I put out the song. So if I don't feel like I'm adequate enough, I'm not putting out the song, because I'm also putting my best foot forward for God, because I'm representing Christ as a gospel musician. So I need to do it very, very well.
Interesting. Beats Menace. We have all these great musicians.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bit, just before you carry on,
Yeah.
have you noticed something?
Okay.
All the folks that you've spoken to, all the musicians,
Yeah.
Che Mensa,
Alapta One, G West,
Nana Blue, every single one of them that you've spoken to sounds like people who know what they are about.
Yes. And they believe what they are going through is a process.
Yes.
Wow.
Very true.
Beat Menace, but we have all these talents. Why are we not able to produce a lot of them within a space of time? Because some people usually say that you look at Nigeria and maybe within a year you'd see about 5, 6, 7, 8 of them new artists. But we don't seem to have the same thing in Ghana. Is it still the numbers, the numbers factor?
No, I honestly do not think so, because the definition of success is relative.
Okay.
I'm super excited you invited these guests, these artists, because I am enjoying their contribution and input to the show.
Right.
Unfortunately, we live in a space where a lot of budding artists fit, for the most part, fit a certain description. Okay? And I mean, from all that has been said today, you can tell that they are trying to be really intentional about their journey and their growth, which is not something you get to hear as often in our parts. So you did mention something, talent. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe I'm just getting older, and maybe because of my personal experiences, because I've cut my teeth in the space for quite some time, and not just in music, but even outside of music and other ancillary industries.
Yeah.
I have a problem when the focus is on talent. Because I know for a fact, not something I believe, I know for a fact, everybody that is born has some talent. The talent is always inherent. It's either dormant or awakened.
You need to nurture the talent.
Exactly. It's what you do with the talent. But then you So you have your immediate family or your immediate community that has like an important role to play in the nurturing, in the discovery and the nurturing of that talent. But equally as important is the community or the society you find yourself in.
Yeah.
Okay? Because let's be honest, if you're a talented person and you need avenues for development, right? So like in a perfect world, right, the ideal society should have at least provide 3 things to a creative person. Okay? Resources. Okay? So there's a level of capital, there's a level of human resource. You have amazing singers who hit a glass ceiling really easily because they do not have the chance of having very experienced, knowledgeable people to teach them how to use their voice. The majority of singers and musicians come up from the church because the churches have the instruments and stuff. It takes away, to a certain degree, to a large extent actually, the financial burden of what it would mean for somebody to like invest in instruments and find somebody to teach you and that sort of thing. But most churches would have like the musical director or the person who plays a similar role as like the oldest person who's in the music department and who's like the most zealous. They may not necessarily be skilled to perform that role. Right?
Wow.
So 3 things: resources, opportunities, recognition.
Resources, opportunities, recognition.
Right? It probably has never hit a lot of people, but some of the artists who have projected Ghanaian music internationally, globally, from time immemorial, Osibisa had to leave Ghana before they became what they became. We need to start normalizing these conversations. These conversations are not the nicest conversations to have. They're a bit abrasive. But the only way you can find solutions to some of these questions is if you start asking the tough questions.
Good.
You know, the founding members of Osibisa, most of whom were Ghanaian, were members of some of the best bands of the day. Ekosi say. You have the likes of Eddie Kwanzaa, so we have a fundamental problem. So even before we even start having this Nigerian conversation,
Good.
You understand, let's address the elephant in the room. Right? If we are a professional, most musicians, most artists would, you know how I know this man? He can't worry me for studios. I get some recordings for there. When he becomes a millionaire, I use it to blackmail him. I'll say send Momo. This might not be Momo. It'll be MEAUX. It means that the money big.
Memo.
Momo. You see, the thing is, we need to start normalizing conversations of nurturing talent. So you walk into most spaces, you ask a majority of people in the music space, not necessarily even budding artists or musicians, what is your biggest setback? They'll say, we need investors in the industry.
Yes.
I disagree.
We don't need them?
No, we do. I think it's number 3 on the list, on the priority list.
Which one is number 1?
Number
Which one is number 2?
is artist development.
Okay.
Number 2 is industry structuring to make a climate that is conducive for investment. Charlie, an investor is always looking for avenues to double his money. Okay, if I'm worth a couple $1 billion, I know where to put my 5 CDs and guaranteed to get 15
take us
CDs
from
back.
the top.
Right.
From 1, 2, 3.
Artist development.
Yes.
If you ask, I don't want to throw out numbers there because
Okay.
I need a survey to like properly back this. But I've been doing this for over 2 decades, right? If 98% of Ghanaian artists who are even established get $5 million for them hand inside, don't pump it back into music. Oh yes, they'll do something else with the money.
Why?
Yes, because they know they can't get that money back. I don't want to throw names out there. I remember during lockdown, some of us spent like a lot of time on Clubhouse at the time because Clubhouse was popping, right? And I was in a number of rooms and made certain statements that had people come for my neck. You know, I mentioned a number of entities and I said, listen, if I'm a serial entrepreneur who has repeat success, I know where to put 5 CDs to get 15 or 20 back. It's highly unlikely I'll pump it into an area where I do not really know what I am up against and where I am certainly not guaranteed to make that money back. So when you see, oftentimes, and I'm going to make a very controversial statement that is actually backed by truth, especially in our society, because slowly we've become a people who don't like truth. Unfortunately. When people start throwing absurd amounts of money in a space that does not have adequate structures to ensure your investments are duly protected, it means it's one of two things. That person is either stupid, or number two, they're trying ways to launder their money.
Is it the case with our industry?
Oh yes, we've had a series of it. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not here to throw shots at anybody. I'm just trying to take the veil off people's eyes. So
Our
perhaps
entertainment
it's a
space
certain-
not viable enough.
It is. In fact, it's one of the most viable industries in the world. But for a people that have a very vibrant and rich culture, where cultural expressions can easily be marketed for great financial independence and success, we have a culture of deliberately, somewhat, refusing either to learn the way to fix some of the problems we have, or to address the prevalent issues we have
Yeah.
in our space and finding lasting solutions to them.
Wow.
Ask why and there's also another thing about the practitioners in the space. If somebody is sick today and they go to the hospital and somebody comes to snitch that Charlie, the doctor way, the surgeon way, they come operate on you, you know, finish medical school, you won't let that person operate on you. When you come to artisans in creative disciplines, that same level of accountability is non-existent. In fact, it's not surprising for you to have a plumbing issue in your house. A plumber shows up and he doesn't have a wrench and he's asking you for your wrench. How would you feel if you went to the doctor and he tells you, now, one fast syringe, man? You understand? So you see, it takes a certain level of consistent dedication,
Yeah.
deliberate work at improving your skill set, so that when you get at the end of the tunnel on the other side, you have a certain level of respect as a professional, right? We can discuss royalty systems, for instance.
Okay.
I said resources. Okay, you need people who understand what it takes to bring out a certain aspect of what's the biggest threat to the creative industry today? It's AI. And do you know why the creative industry is one of the most affected of all the industries? Because a lot of the practitioners just finesse whatever it is they do. Very soon, the computer will write better lyrics than 90% of artists.
True.
It will sing better, and it will be pitch perfect. Because people are not putting their 10,000 hours to ensure that, at least for the most part, if you want to be considered as a professional in a specific area or field, a majority of every second, of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month of your working life has to be devoted to making sure that you become the best at what you do.
Kofi, I'm enjoying the analysis you are making, but I still want us to do the 3 steps. The artist's development. The second one you mentioned was
Another critical aspect.
and then the last one is the investment. But I want to dwell on the artist development.
Yeah.
How do we do that? Is it the responsibility of the management? Is it the artist himself or
Absolutely,
herself?
absolutely.
Is it
all
the
these
industry?
factors? All
Is
of
it
them.
media?
All of them. Let me tell you why. It begins from home. Okay, the issue we are trying to address right now is a catch-22.
Okay.
Wo papa, wo mami, unim say, when she had the doctor. By the time obey a pension or no obey chop money. So sometimes you can't blame them for not encouraging their wards to pursue creative disciplines.
Good.
But it also feeds back. You understand? Because we need to have people who are intentional about certain things. Right? One of our biggest superstars in Ghana, we don't talk about her much because her market isn't primarily here. But she is the person who is doing amazing things on a level that no other artist compares.
Who's that?
Like Amare.
Okay.
Amare be Ghana girl.
Yeah.
She
We know.
she schooled in Atlanta. She was born there, but she spent most of her life in Ghana.
Yeah.
When she's not on tour, she lives in Ghana.
Yeah.
Somewhere in East Legon. If you meet this young lady and you see her tenacity and her intentionality and how bullish, dedicated she is to her work, you go shock. She's obsessed with the work.
So from
There's
scratch.
a difference. See, the practitioners, it starts from the people in the space. And it's incremental from the artists themselves, the people who decide to manage an artist. You're an artist manager. What aspect of management do you do? Because there are like 5-6 types of managers who work with an artist. Of course.
So you can't do everything. One person can't.
It is possible.
But
okay. It will say usia. If you're a personal manager, you're like a PA.
So before you develop that talent, you need to develop yourself as a manager.
I have a thing. I created a questionnaire. It's a 4-page A4 sheet, 4 pages. When I meet an artist who wants to, I give them, make them feel. Because a majority of artists like the idea of success but not success. Let that sink in. On the surface, it might look the same. So if I work with an artist, oh, Charlie, small money come, make we shoot music video. And that artist is obsessed about, okay, let's meet the video production team. It go nice if we go do some nice flashy video. And you're obsessed about us renting a Bentley for your music video. There's a problem with you. It means you're not ready to do the work to own your own Bentley. You want to look successful, not necessarily be successful.
Is it fake it till you make it?
Yes, there's that aspect. But there are still levels to it. Now, some of these things I'm saying are not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
So there's a fake it till you make it aspect of it.
Okay.
But Charlie, I think it's a bit problematic that we, over time, we've developed or nurtured a culture where you have 9.5 out of 10 times when there's a GoFundMe link, it'll be kidney, donate, it'll be creative person. Why?
Because life happens to people.
Yes, but you don't see it as often to medical doctors or that random lawyer or that.
I have a lot of questions for you.
Oh, I did for
this,
you.
this
Today we go left like
this
10.
message says, please enlighten me on this. Is there a fund set up for up and coming artists like we have in commerce or business industry? What's happened to the celebrities who used to own or manage training schools for musicians? Mactonto and co on my mind. Still greetings to Uncle Ken. Papa say from Aprede.
I love that. I mentioned 3 things. What did I say?
You mentioned artist development.
No, before artist development, I said resources.
Okay, you mentioned that.
That's what he's mentioned.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
So it means even we need smaller venues where people go nurture. Listen, we went on a tour late last year. I don't want to give details of, because I think even one of the artists who's a guest happened to be one of the people who showcased. Right? We traveled to a number of regions. Number 1 priority on their list was they needed funding, right? One lady came to perform, and what she did wasn't different from what we used to do in secondary school on Saturday evenings, entertainment.
Okay.
So you see, you can't do that and expect me to give out my hard-earned money to go and see your show. I'll stay at home and use it to buy a Fanta, chill in my fridge and drink. You're not serious. You see, you need to develop your talent to a point where it is a no-brainer for somebody to feel that I want to take a risk on this person to put this resource behind such and such a person. You can't give me SS level entertainment, they jump, they shout, or saying, and they throw mic. First 5 minutes of your 30 minutes performance, all we can hear in the microphone is the sound of you gasping for breath.
No, but it's, I think that's fits certain genres like dancehall.
No, but even with that, right?
Yeah.
There's a level to the energy. When you watch the masters of dancehall perform, right? Yellow Man, Super Cat, Ninja Man, Buju, Vibes. They're doing those things. Pull up. But the energy is undeniable. You know, go fit take the mic and sustain that level of energy for 2 hours back to back. You know, go fit. There's a physical aspect to it. You understand? If your stronghold is not in writing songs, find a songwriter or learn the art of songwriting.
I have a question like that.
Music is one of the most difficult things to do. Now this man, he sing, writes, play guitar. He's doing the work of 3 people. But not
everybody has all these talents.
I'm coming. But you see, he privileged the body small. He go more time boy. One on the skin. A fresh boy.
Also called John Tay.
You know more time. I lucky. Yeah, they come roast you today. And his dad is Fredima. So he was lucky to have had that nurturing environment. He's made a lot of mistakes before even the world heard him. when your mistakes be brave, that's another thing I want to also say. As a culture, we frown on mistakes. That is wrong. We need to encourage mistakes, but use it to learn and improve. It is very critical. He's a vocalist. The work of a vocalist be crazy. There's a physical aspect to it. You need healthy lungs. If I put you from a car way, we catch Lavender Hill, we traffic lights give red. And I say, me roll down. I feel dead there before we go move past that stretch, for smell up. When I meet an artist, one of the first things I buy for them is a skipping rope.
Wow.
Yes. You need strong.
It's part of the training.
There are certain foods for chop. Then you need to understand the mechanics of your voice. There's a difference between shouting and projecting. There's certain gospel music for Ghana I know if you listen to. You go spoil your vocal cords will be muscle. It can snap.
These men is, how do they know all these? Alap, one, did you have any idea of these before coming?
Yeah,
Other things he's saying, you've been
them.
through some of these
Some
trainings,
of them.
right?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I've also worked with quite a number of bands.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the best ways of creating sustenance with an artist is ensuring that they develop their live stage act.
Okay.
If I put you on a treadmill and you jog, they run, microphone there your front, for gas for breath. It should. Oh yes. Oh yes, Charlie, this thing no be joke. So you see, sometimes when I hear the thing, we need opportunities. Charlie, ready. I'm sorry.
You need to be ready
Ghana,
for the opportunity.
The standard we've set for quality is too freaking low. The people who really matter in our space, who have developed their skill to a certain level, are either sidelined because people have been sort of nurtured or socialized into looking out for the wrong things, and many of them have to look elsewhere. You understand? Performance and Kwashibu area band.
Yeah.
Amazing band.
Yeah.
You have a number of bands, Santrophy, they are doing amazing stuff around. You understand? But it's incremental. You'd compare their stagecraft to a majority of some of our very established acts, they reach. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's artist development never ends. It's like brushing your teeth. The fact that you did it yesterday doesn't mean you won't do it today.
Okay, Beat Menace, I'll come back to you. Let's take a breather. When we come back, I'll go to Uncle Ken, go to the other people. There are some other artists online. We'll go to them and then come back. We are finding more solutions to our problems, how to create more support systems for our up-and-coming artists. Let me do about three songs from some of our up-and-coming artists, and then we continue.
Yeah.
Joy 99.7. Oh, there she. What's the meaning of that?
They fear anything. Yeah.
You don't fear anything. Wow.
What can come.
What
Yeah.
What can come. How have you been listening to Uncle Ken and Beats Menace on the ideas about the industry? Are you learning from that?
Yeah. And I liked his point. I think he said lack of structure, lack of good structures.
Yes.
Yeah, I also had that as a point I wanted to lay out.
Wow.
Because we having some of the big programs in Accra only. Example is Taste of Ghana. Last 2 years it was in Accra. Last year in Accra. Imagine if we move these programs to different regions.
Like we do with the independence celebration.
Yes, we move it. Let's say last year it was in Accra. Last 2 years maybe we are sending it to maybe Takrade.
Oh, Kofi, you are my hometown.
Or Upper East. We will definitely get to see some upcoming artists mount the stage and do marvelous jobs.
I think the government is listening.
Is in
That
Accra,
show is
Accra,
by the
Accra.
government, GIPC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I think we are talking about a public and a civil sector problem anyway.
Okay.
Ghana is very, very, very centralized.
Okay.
Even outside of,
Showbiz.
outside of showbiz, generally speaking. That's something we need to work on.
So it's a point. It's a good point.
So every other activity that happens somehow inherits a bit of that burden to a certain degree. Yes.
I get it. Uncle Ken.
Kwame.
Yes.
Very interesting conversation. Like we all said during the break, talking amongst ourselves. Beat Menace made a very interesting point about no investor on this earth would put his or her money into a venture that will not reap dividends. Okay?
Yeah.
And he also went further to pose a question. Even though he did it, I doubt how many listeners out there heard that particular point he was trying to make. Because me sitting in this studio, I had to strain my ears to hear exactly what he was saying. He said that undertone to you because of the proximity between you and him. He made a point about, posed the question to you, he said, Kwame, how many people do you hear of doing GoFundMes?
Yeah.
Okay, who are not from the creative sector? Relatively speaking. And I was jolted when I heard him, because I said to myself, that's true, because he went even further and he said to you, doctors, lawyers, you never hear of any of them doing GoFundMes at the end of the day. So the point he was trying to make was the point that making money in this industry is difficult and very tricky. The people, these people sitting in the studio today, these two musicians sitting in the studio today,
Chairman's and Alap one.
Chairman's and ask yourself how many jocks play their music for us to hear or for the public to get to know about them. How many jocks play their music? Maybe I will not even defend them, because they themselves say this generation is more a social media based generation, so that's where they look for their monies.
Right.
Okay, so that's their problem. But I'm saying that traditional media is still relevant in popularizing music. Anybody who says that music is only popularized on social media is wrong.
My boss Sammy first disagrees.
I want to add that internationally, traditional media still pays more by way of the royalty system
Exactly.
than streaming ever.
Of course, if we had
You
it.
get airplay for 30 seconds on the BBC, it's like £100.
Yes.
Wow.
So imagine if you're syndicated across countries and you have a structure that works, that actually tracks the usage of music and pays back to rights owners. This is at the most basic level.
Yes.
It was on your same show, I
Yeah.
think a year or 2 years ago. I said the first collective management organization in France, royalty collection system, was established in the 1800s. Let that sink in. I mentioned opportunities, right? Sorry, resources, opportunities, recognition. Resources. Most insurance companies are structured to suit people who get fixed monthly salaries.
Beat.
That is a problem. We need packages that are tailored to the creative sector, especially if it's designed in such a way that the cash flow no day like that.
Right.
Right? Insurance.
Beat Menace.
It was just 2 months ago, Hollard Insurance created a package for the creative sector. The first insurance company in Ghana, Enterprise Insurance, existed before independence.
Yeah.
It's taking us how many years?
Plenty. But Beat Menace, please. I don't want you to go on a tirade. Let me finish my point. You cut into me.
Yes.
What kasa enough?
Please wait. Let Uncle Ken.
What kasa enough?
Beat.
Yes.
let Uncle Ken finish with his point.
Let me finish the point I was trying to make. Without exposure, you mentioned exposure, didn't you? Opportunity. It's under that. Yes.
Okay.
if these people are making very good music and we are not hearing the music out there, but only maybe from one medium, right? It limits the sort of reach that they need to be able to make them who they really are, or for people to recognize them for what they are. A very prominent jazz musician celebrated his birthday a couple of days ago, Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
Do you know? Now, Herbie Hancock, I know.
Are you serious?
Herbie Hancock is such... oh, please. Such a celebrated musician. And in a conversation he had with a radio presenter, he was asked why only a niche audience know about them.
Good.
People like them.
Yes.
Like Herbie.
Yeah.
Only a niche audience, people who love jazz, will know about Herbie Hancock. Not. And Herbie's response to the interviewer is something that has always stayed with me. He said to him, I make music.
Mm-hmm.
You talking to me, you like my music. That's why you are interviewing me, and that's why you're asking me why my music is not loved by a wider audience. Or known by a wider audience. Not loved though, known by a wider audience. And you know the response Herbie said to him? He said, you know why? Because it is up to you. Everybody in this country knows that you, that I am talking to, is a very good disc jockey or presenter of music. Because you play what your audience want to hear. That's what he said, though. But you see, you could do a lot more, and you could become a great disc jockey or music presenter by playing what people didn't know they want to hear.
Please say that again. Please say that again.
He said that you talking to me, you are a disc jockey or a music presenter, whichever realm you want to put yourself in.
Yeah.
You play music that people want to hear.
Yes.
That's why they hail you as a good disc jockey or music presenter. But you could become a great music presenter or jockey if you play music that people didn't know they want to hear. Now that to me is deep.
Very deep.
That to me is deep. And that is why there are specialist programs. Because the specialist programs allow people to listen to songs they did not know, but when they hear them, they say, wow,
that's good music.
That's good music. That's the way to help these people.
Wow. That's why we have Jazz on Joy.
Exactly.
The African Source.
Yes. And that's why I get so happy when I do my shows and I get people sending me messages. When I do my show, do you realize that on my show, I don't even announce WhatsApp messages?
But they send because they know the number.
No, I don't want to
advertise.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to throw it out there that by force, listen and send me a message. People find out the numbers and they send the text messages and they say to me, Uncle Ken, wow, I didn't know there was a song like this. I love this. And I enjoy playing for such people because they are listening to music they didn't know they want to hear.
Uncle Ken, that is deep. It means the radio people, the media has a role to play.
Yes.
In dictating the taste.
That's right. That's why Chairman's song, when I started playing Chairman's song, the response I had from the audience, each time I play his song, somebody will send me a message, wow, who is this? It means the person hasn't heard Chairman's because Chairman's song is not played that often on radio.
Alap.
It's not played that often for people to hear. It is only when you go on the social media streets, if you are lucky, that you would be able to get to stream.
Ken,
all
some
their
also
songs.
will say this is a chicken and egg situation. Do people listen? People listen because they like a particular type of song, so you also give it to them.
Yeah, but that's the point. Then you are a very good disc jockey. You see, there's a difference between jocks playing at a party, okay, and jocks playing on radio, for listening pleasure. Because on radio, it gives you the opportunity to introduce new songs to people. But unfortunately, there are a lot of jocks and presenters who only want to please those who listen to them every day by playing the same things. And if you're not careful, you fall into that groove where you think all you need to do is to make people enjoy the music you are playing because they like the music you are playing, and not introduce new music to them. And it is, if you don't introduce new music to people, how do they get to hear it?
You are making a very valid point, and I think this goes to we the media people.
Yes.
That is our part. Yes.
Yes.
I think indirectly you also even affect how a number of artists decide to do the same type of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same tempo.
Very good. Why?
You know,
because that's what's popular.
We need to diversify. Great. Joy 99.7.
And that's why
FM.
I like it. He diversifies from the
I wanted to make a point.
Yes, you wanted to make a point.
I want to make
quickly
a point on the crowdfunding.
Yes.
Because the gospel people, we know how to do that thing a lot.
Yeah.
For me, my recent single I released, Oja, was by crowdfunding.
Wow.
I told them that, listen, the song is very expensive to record. It's live music. There's drums, there's about 4 guitars, there's a whole horn section, everything. It's very expensive. So we are putting it out there that we want to record a song, and the song is going to be very, very good. So we actually got more than enough money to record that song. You understand? Because the gospel artists, what we do is that sometimes at the concert, maybe the event is free, and when we do the crowdfunding, okay, we have these projects lined up, and we would need your help. You know, so that's how we, from the gospel sector, we do, and we do that a lot. A lot.
Yeah, I would wish you keep that point for me. I wanted to finish with the other artists online.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can come in again and then proffer some more solutions. So we have Rena, we have Ekomavo and Kini Eyes. Others are on the line. Let me speak to Ekomavo now. Echo.
Yeah, welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm good. And you?
We're doing great here as well. Echo Marvel is a high life artist. Echo, you were a very young man, and now in Ghana, when people come up and they want to do music, it's Afrobeat, it's reggae, dancehall, but you have stuck to this particular genre of music, high life, and you've been dressed in a certain way with your budia in hand and all that. Why have you kept this brand all this while?
Okay, first off, let me extend my greetings to the wonderful people in the studio and everybody who is doing the listening. I have chosen High Life because I feel High Life is the music that represents Ghana. And as an artist, you should be able to represent where you come from in one way or the other, be it your sound or your appearance or whatever that would prove that you come from a certain place. Aside that, High Life is wonderful. If you listen to High Life music, you can get every aspect of music in it. Talk of the melodies, and even I heard Chairman was talking about High Life music and its production. You see, you have to go through all those processes to get that music out, and it's powerful. I feel that is what represents me as a person.
Echo, you've been in this music industry for a while now. Have you at any point in time, have you ever decided that you wanted to quit?
Oh, several times.
Several times?
Several times. It's very frustrating. But you see, the seed that we all like these things grow in is passion. Like it's passion. The whole thing is passion driven. Aside the business, the other things, passion also drives it. So sometimes you lose it when you try, and you are not hitting the target. You lose it, and you see you have to gather the momentum and start all over again.
What do you
it's very
think?
frustrating.
What do you think is pulling you back from getting to the ultimate goal?
Okay, it's a lot of factors. I would say number one is financial resources, lack of financial resources, and then also you see Ghana, our the attention is in the city. So if you are not in the city, no matter how good you are termed as below standard. And then the third one, I should say, lack of time to create. Lack of time.
You
to
don't have
create
time for the craft.
It's not really that. You see, the whole thing is money intensive, and you have to do more than 2-day jobs to be able to raise funds, to be able to invest in your craft. So sometimes you get engaged with your main work and your side hustles, that even the time that you have for music is sometimes low as expected of you. We all have our own cultures. And sometimes my main job that really pays me affects my work as an artist, and then even my generally my work.
Wow. So the work that you do that gives you your daily bread doesn't really give you more time to create music.
Yeah. So until recently, I was a teacher. I was a classroom teacher, and you were also a teacher back in time, and you know how demanding being a teacher is, and you have to research. There are a lot of things that goes into just going to classroom to teach, and some of us, we add passion to everything that we do. So I spend extra time in sometimes even developing kids that have creative talents like mine. Like, say, if they are singers, some of them even write songs for me. So I have to make time for them to vet their songs, and then I teach them, how to generate their own melodies and all that. And I can see going forward, some of them are doing well in their various institutions. And I could say, though it took most of my time from my main business as an artist, but it's also part of it. It's also part of something that I want to use my crafts to do. Yeah.
Let me speak to Reina. Reina, good evening. Hello, Reina.
Hello.
Good evening. Good to have you on Showbiz A-Z.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Can't let my pain control my brain. All I deserve is coming in like Kwame Dadzie.
Woo! I just heard my name in the song, so I needed to scream. You see, yeah, man. Rena is also another reggae, dancehall, Afrobeat artist that I admire so much. She also has great talent, and she's on today. Rena, how smooth has your journey been?
It hasn't been smooth.
It hasn't been smooth?
No, it hasn't been smooth.
Because I know you have. I know you have an able manager who supplies all the stuff that you need almost every time.
Yeah, before him, it hasn't been easy. So I'll say now is better than before. And we are still in it. It's still not easy, though. He's very able. He's pulling a lot of strings and all of that. It's not easy pulling those strings still.
Rena, some of your colleagues have mentioned that juggling between one job and the music business is quite difficult for them, because you need to also make sure that you have some sort of income, somewhere to feed what you are doing. In your situation, do you solely depend on music, or you also have another thing that you do on the side to keep you going?
Yes, I have a couple of things that I'm, doing on the side. Some small businesses, and then I'm also in school now.
Oh, you are in school?
Kind of professional. Yeah, Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how do you merge all these, doing small businesses on the side, doing music, and then schooling?
Yeah, they say if you want something, in my words, I say you never stop trying. No matter what comes your way, no matter how difficulty, because if the dream is big, the obstacles are going to be big. So you need to, just as he said, you need to be driven by the passion, and then that's what keeps us going. And then for me, combining all these things, you have to make it because I'm a big woman and I'm going to be bigger.
I get that.
And so I need to do stuff
I
like that.
get
Yeah,
that.
the small, the little chance I get from after this interview now, when I go offline, the least chance I get, I need to pick up a book. The least chance I need to pick up, if I'm not on stage, the least chance I need to pick up a book. Otherwise, I'm making F's. And I don't want that.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm good with A's
Wow.
in school, so I can let that go off. Yeah. I need to make
Rina,
time for
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah. That's a brilliant one out there. How close are you to your goal, your ultimate goal? How close are you to it?
Wow. I think I'm already in it. It's just left with a little things to bring it into some light. But I'm already in that space. If you know me, I haven't stopped doing my sounds. I'm still on every time. And then the little things I'll say is, the media being our friends, and pushing it out there. Because me, I believe in the media so strongly. I don't really care what people say. Media plays a big role. Aside from social media, everything plays role in music. And so you don't downplay one side and then think that it's all about social media and all of that. So I keep it straight like that.
You really understand the game. Please still stay on for me. Let me speak to some of your other colleagues on the other side. We have Collie Black, yeah, and Kenny Eyes from the Volta region. Good evening,
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Dan. Let's call it Black.
Collie.
Yes, boss.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also fantastic. Onga Saminya.
Hip hop, yes, I'm now.
Yes, I'm happy that I have you. We wanted to have diverse, opinions from various parts of the country. Now, do you do your songs in your local language?
Yeah, I do in my local language. I do in English as well.
So, how is the reception of your music? Which people listen to your music the most?
I would say for now, since I started, I decided to keep my focus small and then build from this point. So when I started, most of my music was in my local language, that's the Kobo language. But for now, we are inputting more of the English because we are gaining ground. It's like we have conquered a little bit of this side, so we want to extend to the other side. So we'll be invading Accra soon.
Great one there. Now, we want to find out some of the challenges you're going through so we see how best we can help you, up and coming artists. What would you say are some of the challenges you have gone through?
Okay, so I think the first one would be the obvious one, which is the financial constraints. I believe that talent is money, but then again, it's like gold. The gold is worthless if it remains in the soil, so it needs to be mined and then extracted and then refined, right? So it also takes money to go through that refinery process for your talent to become a finished product. So if you don't have that money to sort of polish your craft and all that, it becomes difficult for even people to receive what you are. And then again, you get to focus so much on surviving that the time that you are supposed to use to be creative is rather being invested in surviving, because it's like the system is very hard for us.
Let me go to Kini Eyes from Aflawa in the Volta region.
Okay.
Kini. Hello, Kini Eyes.
Yo, my big man.
For Alege.
I want to Milaji.
Milaji VVVVV. Devia Ofua.
Like in a go.
Micha Milaji Lafia.
Uh-huh.
Now let's speak English.
Okay.
When I posted the flyer, somebody told me, Kini Eyes no be up and coming artist. are you an up and coming artist?
Well, also, this.
Well, the first time I
journey-
interviewed you was in 2011 or 12 in Kofi Radio on Vision FM.
Yes.
Would you say you've kept long getting to the destination?
Yeah, I might agree with you because let's take the CGMA Unsung nomination, for instance.
Yes.
When it came out, I put it out. A lot of people were happy, and then at the same time, they were like, "Oh, but Kenya is bigger than this category," because they've seen the number of years that I've put in, being on the scene. They've seen the amount of work I've put in. You get, so they expect Kenya to be, somewhere, maybe not somewhere a little bit beyond the unsung category. And I really understand them because, coming from where I come from in the Volta region, it's like you have to do double of what the people in the city are doing. And then another thing is the language. A lot of people try to sweep it under the carpet that, music is a universal language and that. Yes, of course, it happens that we vibe to songs we don't even understand. But I think it's a Ghanaian thing. So it's more of if you're not in the city or doing the more popular languages that people can really relate to, it's another level of difficulty on my part. So it means I have to do double of what everybody else is doing in the city to be able to, be at par with them. So these people that listen to my music and support it, they feel like this guy has been here. So why is it like different with him? Because he's putting in the work as much as the people they know, like up there. You understand?
Sure, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So the journey, it has been like sometimes you feel like like I'm doing a lot for what I'm getting, but just as I heard Rena said, it's about the passion. It's about you wanting to do it. Sometimes you do it and expect like nothing in return.
Wow.
So it's a long journey getting here. Being able to even get on CGMA as a first timer. Be it like as a first timer, even though I've put in work for almost like a decade. Because boss, I've been in the studio with Sarkodie. I was there when Sarkodie was recording.
I know, right?
I have a song with Castro. So you should know. You get it. So it's tough. It's been long, but I mean the passion just keeps moving us.
Okay. Please, stay on still. Let me go around again. Yeah, and let me ask Rena. Rena, so since we are talking about how to solve the problems of up-and-coming artists, what do you suggest the entire industry, which the media is part, should do?
I think, big up the media once more. I think they should really fish out talented artists, when in terms of promotion and also with the awards scheme. Everybody who is interested in music promotion, I think it's okay. Bring all the A-list, we already know them. So I think it's time that we fish out the good ones, not putting any restrictions on them, especially women. I like to talk for the women. I'm sorry. Women are really downplayed in these times. Can you imagine a whole award show and then there are only 4 artists on a whole radio dancehall category in Ghana, meaning there are only 4 people, not single woman in there. It's not cool. If you just throw one woman, and it shouldn't even be one woman. I mean, there are so many women doing stuff, beautiful stuff out there. So I think the media should fish them out. Even if they've wronged you, done anything, just look at the talent and do it for Ghana's sake. And then if these talents become big, any which way, whoever has helped them, your name is on their neck. Even if they don't mention you anywhere, whatever you've done for them it will be part of them. Like Stoneboy and Samini. Samini's name is always close to Stoneboy, no matter what people will say about it. So I think we are doing a lot of good stuff. Ghanaian artists are working. So please, media, look out for. I mean, you can just pitch, look out for them, and then push them out there. You know, that's what our brothers and sisters. I don't want to mention any country, but that's what our brothers and sisters are doing. You know, forgo any kind of feelings, so let's do it for the West. You know, that's all I can say because we're already working. If you don't put us out there, because we are doing what we can do on our socials. If you don't help us go out there, you know, it will always be the one side, like I said. It will always be the social media one side. Whereas the media is very key, you know. So they should
Great.
look at us, especially women, especially women,
That's a good point
especially women.
made. Wow. Rena there. Rena, tell us where we can find your music.
I am on social media and everywhere. Rena Music, Rena GH, anywhere you find yourself on your best social media platform. Just type Rena Music or Rena GH. On YouTube is Rena as well. I just dropped my a video to my Never Stop Try song, and it's crazy. So I think people should look out for that. Yeah,
Awesome.
and also
Awesome.
I think I have a little advice for my women.
Please do that.
Maybe yeah, you know, I love women so much, and this has to do with my head. You know, I want to say they should ease up. You know, giving men pressure on a lot of buying them unnecessary wigs and stuff. You know, you can put all those wig monies down and buy some land or some gold somewhere. If you know about Dr. Sledge, you
Tell
can
them. Tell them.
link. But you know, put those wigs. You can buy for 5,000, 10,000. Oh boy, no, but who wig that you know? Oh boy, no, now the control is the cash. The wig, you know, you can't sell it again. No. Why you sister? Let's say
Tell
if you
them.
have
Tell
gold,
them.
you have a land, you have something. Even to me, I not selling you. So you know, women, I love you so much. Stop giving the men pressure to buy you
Great.
wigs. That's my point from now on.
Great,
I love you so
Rena.
much.
Okay, good one there, Rena. Let me come to you, Kini Eyes. No, let me go to Black before. Kole Black. Kole,
Yeah.
so we are finding solutions. So what do you think the industry should do for up and coming artists like you?
Okay. So, the first thing I'll mention is we need such programs like the one we are being interviewed on right now, because right now as we are speaking, there are people listening. Probably there may be a couple of people who are listening who have heard about this particular person before, but then they probably didn't check their music out. But now that they've heard about the person again, they'll be like, okay, this person has been on Joy FM, so I think he'll be worth listening to. So let me give him a try, which helps us. So that's the first thing I would say. And then the second one I will mention is I think we up and coming artists should be given the to perform on big stages alongside the major or A-list artists that we have. Because usually it's the minor shows that they call us. You get it? And then it's like those people already know who we are. So when we appear there, we are not really gaining any more fans. So I think if the media can come together and then all our event organizers can come together and then decide that, okay, if we have a show, like let's say Ghana meets Niger, or a show at the stadium, if we are putting 10 major artists on, let's put 10 up-and-coming artists on as well, so that when one major comes, an up-and-comer comes, we infuse it like that. And then we will also be able to sort of gather some funds, because it's like the music we are doing sort of fits only with the people who already know us. And then we also don't have the structure to promote them out there. So I think that would be my suggestion.
Awesome. And I hear you have your own show in December, right?
Yeah. I have a show that comes off every December in Somania called the Blackout Concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Great one there. Call it Black. Kenny, so what do you have to say to the industry stakeholders in creating support systems for up-and-coming artists?
Well, I think my colleagues have said almost everything, but well, from where I stand, I think it's more of an investment thing. You know, like a lot of artists need investment to grow their brands to the point where they can use their brands for business. You get it? So more of the funding, you know, and then also the media. when the media supports like new talent. Just as I think I don't know, one gentleman in the studio actually spoke about it.
Che Mensa.
Try to introduce new music to the people on radio.
Okay, that is our Uncle Ken, yeah.
Yes. So I think like that is a very, very valid point, that even if that alone is done, there will be a crop of new artists like us who have talent, and maybe we don't have the funding to put ourselves there through marketing and all that. Then the media can do that for us. So they will cut us a lot of costs.
Great one
you
there.
Understand? So yeah, I think that's just it. The funding and then the media support. I think that's it.
Good one there, Keeney Eyes, to you, Collie Black, to Reina, to Echo Marvel, Nana Blue, G West, Che Mensa, and Alapta One, yes, of course. Thanks so much. We're not done yet. We're still here on Joy 99.7 FM. This is Showbiz A-Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Show brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go on Superstar Multi-Fruit Drink. Now, if you are a Christian in any area of leadership and you need more power of impact, then join the host and speaker, Archbishop Charles Ajinasari, and other seasoned speakers from Ghana, Prophet Nanase Sarkodie, Reverend Dr. Steve Wengam, Reverend Mrs. Vivian Ajinasari from Nigeria, Reverend Samuel O. Olubiyo, Apostle Richard Udo from Congo, Apostle Yves Castano, and the theme is how to walk in the power of God. It will be a time of insights, inspiration, and impartation. The date is Monday, 29th April to Sunday, 5th May 2024, and the time is 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. It's happening at the Perez Dome, Jowolu Junction, Accra. For more information, contact 054-863-3650 or just go to www.sesummit.org. Supernatural Empowerment Summit. Receive power for impact. Now, the Full Gospel Business Men's Fellowship International Ghana is proud to announce the holding of the first Distinguished Footprints Award ceremony at the La Palm Beach Hotel, Accra, on Saturday, 20th April 2024. The time is 6 p.m. This Distinguished Footprints Award celebrates distinguished individuals, including its own outstanding volunteers, churches, para-church organizations, as well as members of the general public who have demonstrated excellence, patriotism, and integrity. Join us to applaud the values that define true leaders, including men and women who have excelled at the national level in their contributions towards agriculture and food security, environmental sustainability, politics and governance, and public spiritedness. Now, the Full Gospel Business Men's Fellowship International is the largest Christian businessmen and women's organization in the world. Please tomorrow tune in to Joy 99.7 FM, 1:30 p.m. Church of Pentecost comes your way with the chairman, Apostle Eric Nyameche. Sundays 1:30 p.m. on Mondays 5:30 a.m. Saturdays 7 a.m. on Joy Prime TV. So tune in every Sunday, Monday, and Saturday as Apostle Nyameche brings you life transforming truth that nourishes the soul, ignites passion, and restores hope in the nations. And we say, we are possessing the nation for the Lord. All right, let's come back here. Let's talk about how to solve the problems. We have a lot of them. We have some time to kill. All right, Joy 99.7 FM Showbiz A-Z, and I have in the studio J Mensa, Alapta One, Uncle Ken, and Beat Menace. We earlier on went on Zoom, on phone, to speak to some of our up-and-coming artists, and they've shared their concerns with us here. We're finding ways of solving them. But before I come to Uncle Ken and Beat Menace, let me quickly go to Alapta One and J Mensa and find out what they make of their colleagues' presentation so far. I hope you listen to them.
Yeah. Our ears were.
Did they speak your language? Did they speak your mind?
Oh yeah. I mean, like let's be very, very real. it's not easy. And I'm also coming from the gospel side, so I know what I'm talking about too there. You know, it's not easy. And I think most of them have been nominated for the unsung category.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And it's a huge deal. I remember the first time I got my, at that time, a VGM nomination, I almost faint.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie you. I
no
called my puppy. You know, my father is a very, very calm and collected person. I called him, like, Charlie, down, and he was like, cool it down. You be very fine. You know, that's how it is, you know. But I resonate with my people a lot, my fellow artists. But, you know, Ebefa, if we have people like Beatmen's, we have Uncle Ken, we have yourself, Kwame Dadzie here, we go make them.
Alap 1, there's a question I posed Nana Blue. I asked her whether she ever thought of quitting. Has it ever crossed your mind?
No.
Never.
No.
Oh, there she.
No, because
Oh, there she.
Yeah, because for me, I don't want to start something and I wouldn't end.
You wouldn't end it.
So quitting was never in my.
How close are you to your destination or to your goal? Let me not say destination.
I would say very close, because even the nomination is like a step.
Yeah.
For people to get to know me, for people to get to know what I do, for people to get to accept my music, because I don't just do dancehall, but then I fix in our northern languages.
Okay.
So it makes me unique, and that is what I want them to see, the uniqueness.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, now let me come to Uncle Ken and Beat Menace again. Let me start with Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken. So these are our people. They sort of have almost the same challenges. They mention finances, they mention investment, the media should help us, and all that. So, are we sure we're not doing enough in that regard? Because Anidosi has a show every day that hosts up and coming artists, plays their songs, we promote them, we write about them.
Is that enough?
I'm asking.
Is that enough?
I'm asking.
Me too, I'm asking. Andy has a show. I mean, you guys contribute to the show on a daily basis, you know. And I know you're doing well, inviting all these musicians. That's great. But is that enough?
Okay.
They need to be heard. You know, I think that one of the problems we have across board, how many radio stations, for instance, do we have in this country? Even in Accra alone, over 300.
Yeah, maybe.
In Accra.
500,
in Accra. I mean, how on earth do we have that many radio stations in a city like Accra? But we have. And it looks like half the time, most radio stations are playing the same thing.
Over and over again. Same.
Yeah. For relevance.
Maybe the DJs, the presenters are scared if they introduce new songs, people might not like it.
Exactly. That's the fear. That's the fear. And I agree with you, Kwame. That must be a fear for most of them. But how do new artists and up and coming look, Che Mensa has been on for over 5 years.
Yeah.
And you're still calling him an up and coming artist.
He's coming.
But maybe it's suited to him.
Somebody says up and
because
coming
he's still
is
in the process.
Underground.
No, Big Menace. He's still in the process of growth.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so we can say that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and he agrees himself.
He will get there. He's getting there.
Yeah. But we need to hear the good music that they produce.
I agree.
It should not be hidden.
I agree.
Because there's so much good music out there. I have a problem with most people because I find most people, and even you, Kwame.
Please, give it to me.
Today I will tell you.
Give it to me.
I have a problem with you.
Okay.
Because it looks like most of the music you promote is to do with now music. Okay, maybe I might be wrong.
Oh no!
But what I see from you most of the time is to do with now music. Your musical knowledge, the knowledge you have in music, I expect you to be diversifying from time to time.
But I do that.
That's why I say maybe you do, but I miss that.
Walasi, AEC.
Correct.
Those altered people.
All those
I promote
people.
all of them.
Yes. You come up from time to time.
Yes.
With people like that.
But I get where you're coming from.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you do well, Kwame. You do well.
But I'm heavy on the other side.
You
That
are
is what you
heavy
mean. Yeah.
on that side.
Yeah.
So I think you could encompass.
We will do better.
Some of these guys a lot more.
We'll do better.
To help spread the word. Yeah. That's all they need. You know that guy who spoke and was happy with the comment I made?
Yes.
The musician who you spoke with.
Yeah.
And he realizes that is even more important to them than physical money being handed about. True. Because if you hand money to somebody to go and produce and nobody hears the music they've produced, what have they done?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Beats Menace, incubating talents. Incubating. We have a number of incubation platforms, maybe reality shows, radio stations.
Are they incubation platforms though?
Do we have a lot of them?
No, I don't think we do, because I mean, even on a global scale, the evolution of the current music business paradigm is such that major labels stopped doing artist development.
Wow.
Almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
But officially like 10, 12 years ago. So the best thing any artist and their team can do is make sure that talent is very developed.
Who should develop the artist?
Maven Records. Maven, Don Jazzy. He prioritizes artist development over everything else. Look what's happened to Maven recently. Now, what happens is, because the major label structures do not have incubation programs, because back in the day, they can sign an artist, the artist can be benched for 10 years.
Oh, yes.
You're getting salary, but you're going to the studio every day, you're working out, make sure you look good, make sure you know how to speak, finishing school.
You're guesting on other people's...
Yes.
Yeah.
But most importantly, they are sharpening your songwriting chops, your vocal ability, things like that. Artist development. That is 90% of the stuff before we can even start having conversations about funding. I want to dovetail a little into some of what Uncle Ken said.
Good.
I mentioned resources, opportunity, recognition.
Good.
That's why the TGMA, for instance, is very important, right? But the radio thing is a catch-22. It's like putting the cart before the horse before the cart. Is a bit of both. It's 50-50. You know why? There's a level of responsibility that comes from the DJs. Just like Uncle Ken said. I'm not taking away from his point. His point is 100% valid.
Good.
But there's another aspect to it as well, which is where I said resources. Some of the resources need to come from private sector. Some have to be firmly entrenched as part of fundamental structures.
Okay.
From governance.
Okay.
i.e., a sensible policy on culture.
One is in the making.
The enforcement is going to be a different thing.
Okay.
And here's why it's important. Kids who go to school from the primary level should understand the fundamental type of music.
All right.
I go here for Alap in town.
Yeah.
She should understand same. It gets beyond that. At some point, the cultural policy should help structure and guide media policy. So there is, irrespective of your programming, once you have a registered entity that is supposed to project a certain narrative in the media, you carve a space where there's deliberate programming that gives you access to certain types of music. When you go to Yankee today, there are channels where you can listen to Delta Blues and you can listen to Robert Johnson. This was a musician who was alive in what, like 1918 or something.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not just about the music of the noun. This is very, very, very important because it is a fundamental aspect of artist development as well. When I ask you about Year of Return, what was the most prominent food that factored in debates for people coming to Ghana?
Jollof.
It was jollof. Jollof is not a Ghanaian meal. It be the Senegalese and the Gambians create them. And FYI, if you try their jollof, you dead this argument against Ghana and Niger jollof. The rice we they consume for Ghana. We they take do jollof. How much of it is homegrown? It's a problem. When you do not respect and love who you are, you don't expect the world to do same. So even before we even start having conversations about, oh, our neighbors are doing better, a Nigerian will walk in here and make you feel the need to be Nigerian.
Yeah.
Because of their demeanor, their aura, and all of that stuff. We need to make Ghanaian culture palatable and accessible and mass. We need a good policy on culture that sorts of ensures that it's a foundational backbone, okay, that inspires or fuels artistic expression. Okay? Yeah. It's crazy. Like, if you take trap music, for instance, which is a genre under hip hop.
Yeah.
You see how the bass they. You know, so if he creates that bass, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a saying that there's nothing new under the sun. But have you seen any Ghanaian artists try it? We can't even make the connection to begin with. And that is problematic. So already, when you do not understand the rich heritage you are from, I do understand not everybody was born and listened to high life music or Achiagbeko or whatever, Kundum, whatever. I do understand that. But at the end of the day, you are Ghanaian. You know, go fit out rap somebody way Ide Yankee, where it be the Martin. You go fit, but you need to come with a new bag of tricks. And that begins from knowing who you are, where you're from, and bringing all these influences. There was a reason why all of a sudden Beyonce wanted to do an Afrobeats album.
Exactly.
And she was wearing African print. Well, it's not entirely African,
but
Africans sort of inspired certain patterns and designs. And you know, and right now it's sort of cool to be African again. But we need to do a lot more.
Great.
So there's stuff that has to be done on the governmental structural level. There's stuff that needs to be done on an individual level. You know what I mean? Your man also said crowdfunding.
Yeah.
It's an integral aspect of an artist's growth at a certain point in time, especially in this current digital paradigm. The sense of creating a community.
Good. Creating a community.
Yes, you would realize that whenever we are having conversations, oh, my audience, my audience,
fan
my
base.
audience. Your audience is not your fan.
They are different from your fan base.
Oh, Charlie, your fan knows what they chop Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Or did they understand the heartbreak? Oh, that girl for Kotubabi. Then
So your audience is a bigger market than
the
fan
audience
base?
is ready to jump on the next hot song.
Great.
Your fan wouldn't mind starving and saving to afford a ticket to come to your concert.
Okay, that's the community.
Yes, but you can actually convert people from just being an audience member to a fan.
Wow.
So I love the fact that you brought that up because I think people need to be very intentional about creating sustainable communities to support their art as well.
Awesome. Beats Menace there. Now let me come to my artists here and take their final words. How you think the industry should support you and how you are going to support yourself as well. A minute each. Let me start from Alap one.
So we've said a lot. Yeah, I know a lot needs to be done. A lot needs to be done. When you go to Burkina Faso, they have a fund for artists. Where,
oh, really?
Yes.
Burkina
Faso, I have a friend there. What they do is they assess your music, they check your works, and then if they think investing in it is good, then they give you the funding, and they will push the project.
Wow. Wow.
They will push it for you.
Ghana had it.
Wow.
I don't know what's happening here.
Soul to Soul, 1971. It was a fund that sponsored that concert.
Yeah.
They do that for, and so you will see most of their up and coming artists shooting better videos, doing a lot because they are investing in them. We don't get that.
Food for
Sometimes
thought.
you have to struggle and get your own money, go and shoot video. And even if you put it out there, people will be like, this video.
But even
is
aside from the government, some also have argued that private investments should be encouraged because government may not be able to do much. The way businesses look at me,
I think it all ties back into
No, you see, I have a lot to say.
I know, but we are hard pressed for time. Chairman, sir, quickly, and then say hi to your fans and let's.
I just want to take the opportunity to promote my new song.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a song I'll call Oja.
Hey.
You love it. I mean, it's Freddie Ma approved.
Yeah.
I got the legendary Berma to play horns on the song for me.
Okay.
But I've listened to the
Yeah,
song.
okay.
It's fantastic.
It's a
Osaberi big band.
It's a fantastic song, and I just want to put it out there for all the artists that are here. You're all doing an amazing job. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not doing an amazing job.
Wonderful.
For you to even be on Joy FM to be interviewed, you are doing an amazing job. Don't let anybody discourage you, because the truth is, when you decided to take up the mantle to do music, it wasn't a conference call with other people to agree. You made that decision yourself. So as you're making that decision yourself, make sure that you're also developing yourself. Because me, from 2018 to last year, I was playing guitar from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every single day. Every single day, and writing every single day. Put in the work. Ebefa.
Put in the work, Ebefa, and you can also check out their social media handles for their music, their songs, and anything about them. Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Kwame Dadzie. It's been Showbiz A to Z. A big thank you to you, Uncle Ken, to you, Beats Menace, Alap Tawan, Chairman San G, West, Nana Blue, Kini Eyes, Kwesi Ameuga, Komavo, and Rena. This show was produced by Philip Nye with assistance from Anita Tech and Olivier Fangnon on social media. It was brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go and Superstar Multi-Fruit Drink. We are back next week. Bye-bye.